We're looking at a 2018 or 2017 Toyota Tundra. It's a TRD 4x4, and we're getting transmission service in here. There's a lot of debate about whether you should change transmission fluid or not on these. These are sealed transmissions, and they have a strainer. Some people call it a strainer, some people call it a filter inside the transmission. But there's no dipstick tube, and there's a certain way you have to go about servicing the transmission and then checking the fluid and all that. So we'll just go over that real quick. We already serviced the transmission on it, put a new filter in it, and bolted it back up. So I'm just going to kind of show you. That's just simple. You just take out the, I believe they're 12 millimeter bolts, drop the pan. The pan does have a drain plug in it and an overflow tube plug. So it's kind of like checking a diff to check these, but then you have to get it up to temperature, 111 degrees on the scan tool, and then shut it off and check it. But I'll go over that a little bit more in a little bit. But I'll get you under there and show you what's kind of going on with it, and go from there. All right, before we get under there, I'll show you, if you're going to do one of these transmissions, it's much easier to get one of these kits for steel transmissions. This here, I believe, is the Toyota adapter for the kit. And I'll kind of show you that as we go on. I'm not sponsored by them. They didn't give this to me or anything, but I'm just going to show you how we do it. And these kits make it much easier. You hook your, I got some lines here, but I'll show you that in a little bit. First, we'll get under there, but I'm just going to take this down there with me because I got to plug it in. All right, so here we are under. I'm just going to run this down for you real quick here. You have, I believe it's a 14 millimeter drain plug. This is the bottom of the transmission here. There is the overflow plug right here. And I just got that kind of like barely hand tight, maybe a little bit tighter. And you're going to find this 24 millimeter bolt right here. Pretty big one. And what you're going to do is you're going to look up, go to the back of the transmission pan here and look straight up. Let me get the light in there for you. You're going to look straight up. And you're going to see this bracket right here. And right above this bracket, where that blue adapter is, right here, is where that plug is at. So it's a 24 millimeter plug. You loosen that, take it out, and that's how you're going to fill it. So now I got this adapter in here plugged in so that I can refill. We're losing focus for some reason. So I can refill the transmission fluid. So I got the line coming out, and I'll show you how I refill it. And then if you have the trailer thermostat, this one has the cooler, but I guess it doesn't have the thermostat because they're supposed to be, normally there's a little plunger you push in and put a pin in to hold that open. This one doesn't have it. There's no cable going to this one. So I guess it's not equipped with the trailer, the heavy duty trailer cooler thermostat. But if you do have that, you're going to have to, find that plunger, push it in with a screwdriver a little bit, and put a pin in it. But like I said, I can't show you that because this one doesn't have it. So let me get back out and I'll show you what I'm doing now. All right, so I know we took out close to 6 quarts of fluid when we did this. I measured it. I emptied my pan and measured it after it was done draining. So we're gonna go ahead and refill it. This is the Toyota ATFWS. Get that at the dealer. So I know I'm gonna put. I think it was a little over 5. It was about 5.5 quarts. So I'm going to put about 5 quarts in it, maybe a little more than that, and then we'll kind of show you from there. We'll warm it up, get the transmission up to 111 degrees, and then go from there. But anyway, this is what we're starting to do. I got the electric drill hooked to this pump. This particular pump will work both with electric drill and a electric ratchet or impact, but I got the drill hooked up to it. So we'll go ahead and hook this up, and then we'll start putting fluid in it. So if you don't have one of these pumps, you can use a hand pump or something like that. It's just going to be a lot more difficult. You can see here I just got one end going into the transmission fluid. I got one end going up to the adapter. And it's just going to pump it in until, obviously, until this gets empty. So I'll go ahead and fill up the rest of the way, and then we'll catch back up. All right, I don't know if you can read that. I'm monitoring the automatic transmission temperature right now. Right now we're at 87 degrees at idle. And what I'm doing is I'm just kind of running the transmission through the gears and making sure it's circulating through all the gears. And then once it hits 111, we'll get out of there and see if we need to put more in, or if it's going to come out. And then if it comes out, it's like a differential. You just let it to where it starts to trickle out, then you close it up. If it comes out in a stream, it's too much fluid in there, and we'll have to let it just drain out until it stops to a trickle. And then once it trickles, you're good to go. You can tighten it back up, and then you're ready to go. So right now we're still at 91 degrees on the fluid, so we got 21 more degrees to go before we can check it. So we'll let it warm up and get there, and then we'll pick it back up. All right, so I took the plug out and nothing's coming out of the hole, so we need to put a little more fluid in it. So I'm going to put a little more fluid in it. We're up to 111 degrees now, so I'm going to go ahead and shut it off, put a little more fluid in it, and then once it starts coming out of the hole, we'll close it up. But that's how you check it, is you take it off with it running at 111 degrees. You're going to have to get your scan tool. Hopefully you have one that will tell you the temperature of the transmission. I hope you can see there, it's trickling out pretty good. So I'm just going to wait till it starts to drip a little bit, and then we'll put that plug back in. All right, so that's just the general gist of it. Hopefully you can figure out if that's something you want to do on your own or take it to the dealer or whatever. Like I said, there's been some controversy if this fluid should even be changed. The dealers push it, of course, but Toyota considers it, I think, a lifetime transmission fluid. I personally would probably change it if it was my truck, but they definitely don't make it easy for a do-it-yourselfer to do it if that's the route you want to go. But it's not that bad. It's just you're going to have some kind of scan tool to find out what the temperature is in the transmission fluid, so that you can take the overflow plug out and make sure that it's dripping out. So anyway, I hope this helps people. And they do have a strainer / filter inside the pan if you want to change that. I would get the Toyota gasket. It comes out over the pan. It's a real nice gasket if you're gonna go that route and not just change the fluid. So anyway, that's about it for this one. Thanks for watching, and as always, God bless.